lovelies, it's Vanessa here, and today I'm going to teach you how to draw figures and characters. I chose this topic because art is my passion, and I think you all could use this in your school life, like when you're making poster boards and it needs a bit more pizzazz. Alright, so before I start, I'd like to debunk the misconception that art takes talent, and that some people are just more artistically inclined at birth. It sounds silly, but some people actually think this. Art is something learned, not inherited. Anyone can learn. All it takes is patience and practice. The materials I'm using include a mechanical pencil with 0.7 lead, any kind of printer paper, and just any eraser. You don't need much to draw. Okay, so as is tradition with any artistic endeavor you do, you need to light the candles to your Bob Ross shrine and pray that he watches over your drawings. Thank you, Papa Ross, for making sure that my drawing goes okay. Okay, now on to the actual steps. So step 1 is the easiest one. It's know what you want to draw. I know it sounds lame, but it's also the most important step on this list. You need to have a design in mind before you start your work. Step 2 is also really simple. Set up your station. Make sure that everything's all nice and comfy because you're going to be sitting down for a while. Look at that face. That's the face of someone who's ready to sit down for a while. Okay, so now that you're all comfy and now that you know exactly what you want to draw, it's time to actually draw it. So whenever I start, I like to start with like little stick figures. It helps me map out where I want everything to go, and it also helps me get like a vague outline of the image that I have in mind on the paper. So this step is done differently. Like there's a square method you could use, there's all sorts of things, but really I just do like little shapes. Step 4 is just adding more shape to your original stick figure. Now this could be in the arms, in the torso, maybe you want to add more definition to the legs, or you just want to add like a different face shape. Now, I've heard that a lot of people have troubles with same face syndrome, and that is a syndrome where you end up drawing the same face, like the same cartoonish anime face each and every time. And apparently that's not ideal, and I totally understand that, but how to get over that is to just simply play with little different ways to draw the jaw, or maybe give them a sloped forehead or something. Anything that you can do to make sure that, you don't suffer same face syndrome. Alright, so once you got the body down, it's time for step 5, the clothes. I don't know if you can tell, but drawing clothes is not my strong suit. But, okay, I really actually have no good system for it. The only thing I can tell you guys is to just look at a reference and add creases where you think they should be. So yeah, that's my hot take on clothes. Alright, step 6. Step 6 is the face. A lot of people struggle with drawing eyeballs, and that's all. The only thing I could really say with that is practice. Always look at a reference too. References really help. Like, just keep a little picture of the eyes you want to draw to the side, and just keep looking at it. That's the only way to get better at drawing eyeballs. Also, it kind of helps to draw these two little lines, one line going down to the chin and another going across the eyeballs, or where the eyeballs would be. And then you use those lines to kind of like map out where you want your stuff to be. Alright, so step 7 is the hair. And I really like drawing hair. It's just something that's really fun for me. And okay, so when you're doing a cartoonish, kind of almost anime-esque style that I'm doing, it's important to remember not to put too much detail into the hair, because I feel like it doesn't really contrast well with the otherwise cartoonish features of the face and everything else. So when it comes to hair, just draw segments of what you think the hair should be and where you think it should go and where you think it would hang. just, get a feel for it. Once again, it's one of those things where practice really makes perfect. Another good thing to keep in mind is when you're drawing, be sure to know exactly where the scalp and where the skull is, so that you aren't going crazy and drawing huge, bushy Steven Universe hair. Not saying anything against Steven Universe, but Alright, another thing I want to mention is I know I'm keeping this drawing kind of cartoonish, but that's really only for the sake of time and effort. For all you aspiring artists out there, all you beginners, I recommend sticking with realism first. Do still lifes, do literally anything as long as it's not cartoons or anything like that. Well, I mean, any kind of drawing is good drawing because it's practice, but really you should be focusing on realism when you start out because it sets the foundation. Like, it really just helps in the long run. Alright, so yeah, that's my last step. And we're done. This is the finished product. Thank you so much for listening to this train wreck. But yeah, if any of you are aspiring artists out there, then I am rooting for you, and I'm like with you because I'm still learning too. Yeah, so this is also my setup that I used, so if my camera was wobbly, then this was the reason, and I apologize. So yeah, that's it. Once again, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.